right. Welcome back to another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. Today we have Jeff Davis with us from Bridgestone Capital. Jeff is here to talk about something that we don't often talk about on the podcast, which is supply chain. We just got through the COVID debacle, and that really brought supply chain to the forefront a lot of people's minds, just because we had such a supply chain issue. So Jeff has a lot of insight into how supply chain can kind of affect the real estate industry. Obviously, supply chain or real estate is very integral to the supply chain. So I'm super excited to jump into this. Jeff, thank you very much for hopping on.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me. I'm looking forward to talking with you for a little bit.
All right. I told you before we got on here, we like to hear how people got started. I know you got a good story, so why don't you take us back to the beginning of your career? How'd you get started in real estate?
Yeah, so I'll kind of go back further than that. I grew up in New Orleans, and in 2005, we got hit with Hurricane Katrina.
Yep.
And so I moved to Houston, packed up everything I owned in a box, moved to Houston,
Water-soaked
started
box.
knocking. Moved to Houston, started knocking on some doors, and logistics company said that they would hire me, and that's how I got into logistics and supply chain. I just started doing data entry. I really like solving problems for people, and that's what I ended up doing for an entire career for 20 years, is solving complex problems for large global organizations. And that's, you know, we were never the popular kids until COVID hit, right? Then everybody knew what we did for 20 years.
Shit, nothing's working. Somebody else.
All of a sudden, I was having meetings with CEOs of large global organizations. But it was very cool, right? All of a sudden, my family knew what I did for a living.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you guys became the star once. It's one of those things, having a well-run supply chain is one of those things that you don't really know how valuable it is until it doesn't work. And all of a sudden you're like, oh crap.
Who do we need to call?
Exactly. So, I mean, that's a great background. How did you go from supply chain to real estate?
Yeah, awesome, man. So I was in sales and business and the economy, and sales. It's a volatile thing, and I had a growing family, and so I started just taking commission checks, saving them up, and we started buying rentals. Right, I liked
Single family.
the idea of having a third and fourth and fifth check that I wasn't going to reduce. So just having additional income, learned about the tax benefits of that. Um, and so I was never going to fire myself,
Yep.
and reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad was essential to that.
Yep.
I had a more stable income. I could give myself a raise, and my commissions could earn commissions.
Yep. And coming from a sales background, I feel like it's a good story, because everybody thinks that real estate is outside. It's only reserved for people that have millions of dollars, trust funds, doctors, neurosurgeons, something like that. Only they can invest in real estate, but really it's everybody. Real estate is a good investment vehicle for anybody out there. And you're obviously a great example. I'm an example. I came from corporate America. So you don't need to have a specific background. You just need to do it. You just need to get in the saddle, buy yourself some rental properties. Single family is not. Nope. Sorry.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I was going to say, I actually want to speak to the sales professionals, because from a tax basis, our commissions get taxed at a much higher percentage. And when you're investing those into real property, then you can really get those to not only earn more income, but there's a benefit on the tax basis year over year.
I did not know that. So your commissions from as a salesperson, the commissions that you make, it's higher than just normal income.
That it's taxed on a higher
basis.
Higher?
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah. So if you earn $10,000 in commissions, you're going to get hit with about a 40% tax basis.
Jesus. All right, so we just actually had a technical glitch there. I don't know if you guys have Telegram on your guys' computers, but sometimes it just blows up and drives me insane. So I just had to pause the recording and kick it off my computer. But Jeff, we were talking about sales. You were talking about how you used that in order to get, start buying those single family. I know you didn't end up there. You went from single family to multifamily. What was the transition?
So the transition was when I really got more active into single family, began flipping, and thought, all right, well, if I could flip these properties and make some big pops, then I started selling my rentals and again making that big pop so I could transition out of the W-2. But I was always starting from ground zero, and I was so busy that I just couldn't scale.
Yep.
So I called some friends of mine who I had been watching start from ground zero to closing two large multifamily deals in 1 year, and called them and asked, "What am I doing wrong, man? You guys have gone from zero to about 400 units in 1 year." And they had explained just the entire scalability of the operation and teamwork and the beauty of a commercial real estate portfolio. And that's how I went. So I completely exited the single family lifestyle.
Yep. You kind of saw the ability on the commercial side to get the scale, and you're like, all right, this is where I need to go.
This is where I need to go.
Nice. I love it. So, I mean, within that, you mentioned teamwork, you mentioned roles. What were kind of the role that you when you got onto the multifamily side? Did you stick within the sales, or how did you guys kind of structure your investing partnerships?
Yeah, so it takes a little while, right? A lot of it is meeting people and identifying your strengths and playing to those, and meeting people who have different strengths and understanding the roles in a multifamily transaction. And my strength is deal making. I've been making deals for almost 2 decades now, just on a different business. And so that's my strength, and I do well working with brokers and deal sourcing. And so other people, that's not their strength, and their strength is underwriting and deal analysis. And uh, other people have a strength at project management, and then that's their strength, and working with vendors and timelines and deadlines. So understanding what everybody's background is, usually in corporate America, and what they've done successfully, and having that team come together, that's been very fun. But
Yep.
yes, to answer your question, my strength has always been deal sourcing
Yep.
and filling up a pipeline and seeing that pipeline through.
Yep. Yeah, it definitely takes the more specific you can hone your skills, the better you fit into a team. And I really like that, because you find the thing that you're good at, you enjoy, and then you find the things you don't like, and somebody else will like that thing. They'll be good at it, and if you guys come together, you'll be greater than the sum of your parts. So I kind of want to tie back into the supply chain topic. You had that background in supply chain, you got into multifamily. Let's tie those two together. How do you see the supply chain issues affecting real estate, and how can an investor, somebody out there looking to buy multifamily, self-storage, whatever, how can they use knowledge of the supply chain to better improve their investing?
So I think we all saw the bottlenecks. Everybody saw that there was a huge backlog, not only of vessels, but of materials, which was
Mm.
caused by backlogs in China, labor.
Construction prices, man, it's through the
Yeah,
roof.
construction prices and everything. And that was caused by inflation of labor costs overseas and delays,
Oh, okay.
lead times, and ultimately even shipping costs. Shipping costs went up 10x since last year.
Wow.
Now, on the bright side, that went up, and it took about 9 months for that to hit the consumer market. So finally, it hit the consumer market about Q2 of this year, hence inflationary pressures that we're all talking about now. So supply chain was the big discussion last year and early this year, and inflation is the discussion point this year.
Yeah,
Well,
that makes
now,
sense.
as of June, and into now, shipping prices have tumbled 80%.
That's good.
And so if you follow that timeline, then what you're going to see is that the same prices should reflect in the reduction in overall consumer prices in the next 9 to 12 months, which
Interesting.
hopefully the Fed will start to look backwards and begin to reduce those interest rates by 12 to 15 months from then.
So you're seeing, right now, I think we're at 7%, if I remember right. I think I checked a couple days and it was like 6.99 or something like that. Um,
Mortgages.
yeah, yep, the interest rates. And so
Right.
so you're seeing in the next 12 months it should start to take a dip.
Believe the Fed will begin to reduce rates in the next 12 months, Q3 of next year.
That is good news because I actually just lost out on the deal because the rates went up so much in the interim between the time I got under
Didn't make
contract,
sense.
yep,
Mhm.
and the time that we are right now. So that
It's
is good.
difficult. It's
It is.
difficult to make it make sense. Debt is killing some deals.
Yep. But it's only killing the marginal deals. I will say that this was a marginal deal. I just really wanted to get in this metro. And so if you
Yeah.
really have a solid deal that the 1 or 2 points isn't going to make a huge difference, then
Mhm.
it's not gonna kill your deal. But on the ones that are marginal that you might not be serving yourself best going into it, then it will definitely kill those deals. So with something that comes up in my mind when you're talking about supply chain is industrial. I'm really excited about industrial. I invest a lot in self-storage and mobile home parks, but I've been looking at industrial just because I like the business model. I like the idea of it, and I know that there's been a lot of construction out there on the industrial side. Do
Oh, yeah.
you use shipping hubs, anything like that to kind of inform your investing on the multifamily side?
That's a fantastic question. I have not looked at that, but I can tell you, being in Houston, the industrial space has been blowing up for the past 10 years. Houston's a massive ship channel,
Mm-hmm.
and importers and exporters are moving here away from the West Coast for the past 10 years.
Hmm.
It's just a huge growth area. We have a lot of land. It's cheap land, and the Amazon effect is here. It's everywhere. So you've got that aspect of industrial, and we're also a large petrochemical base, which lends to a lot of warehouse needs.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And you guys invest mostly in Houston, correct?
Yes, I target Houston, Dallas, San Antonio metropolitan areas.
Gotcha. Makes sense. I actually just bought last year. I bought my first property in Dallas, and I really like that market. I'm sure Houston's
Yeah.
just as good.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right. Well, I just took
congrats
a
on your deal in Dallas.
yeah. We bought two self storage facilities, and they're
Awesome.
they're kicking butt. Dallas is a great market. Pretty much anywhere in Texas, I feel like they're just double digit net migrations. You can't go wrong out
The,
there.
the population growth alone in Texas really makes it a very attractive investor market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's most markets I've found. Dallas and
Hmm.
Houston, San Antonio, those are the big ones,
San
but
Antonio.
even smaller
Yes.
ones are seeing those double digit growths. So
It's
it's
awesome.
uh it's good for Texas.
Yeah.
All right, I did just take a peek at the clock. We have gone through our 15 minutes, so it's time for us to jump into the quick question round. Are you ready?
Now I'm nervous.
Oh man, it's all good. It starts with books. You've already given us one, so you'll have no problem with it. Give me two recommendations, one for general life wisdom and one for real estate specific.
Uh, General life wisdom, gotta go with the Bible. I mean, that is fantastic wisdom. I read Bible every day. I'm in Titus right now. Proverbs for wisdom. If you've never read
Proverbs is
Proverbs,
solid. Yep.
man, very good wisdom. And then for investing, Rich Dad Poor Dad. It is a great starter book. It is a classic And, you know, Robert Kiyosaki is still out there, and it's a book that has everybody a great start, and he's still on that book, right? It
Yep.
still gives him credibility, and I think it's what 20 years old.
Something
Is it
like that.
older? Yeah,
It's the start to many people's investing journey.
journey.
Even a lot
Yeah.
of people on the podcast have recommended Rich Dad Poor Dad, and it's a good, it's how I got started.
Mhm.
It's a good overview. It won't give you
I
the
gave it to my
tactics.
15-year-old, right?
Oh
I gave it
yeah.
to my 15-year-old. It's like, please read this and absorb it,
Yep. Just do this. This is
please.
the way to take your career. All right, that moves us on to the next. Oh, wait, did you not? Oh, you got the Bible and Rich Dad Poor Dad. Love it. All right, moving on to the next one. This is for your younger self. So if you could go back to the Jeff who was just starting out in his sales career, he hadn't bought his first property. Go up to him, look him in the eye, give him one piece of advice moving forward.
Mm. Listen more, talk less, and yeah, that's it. Listen more, talk less.
That's good.
Yeah.
It's amazing how much you can learn when you start to really
Mm.
actively listen in the conversation. And that one leads us to your Superman strength. Usually our weaknesses and our strengths are very intimately tied. So we are all gifted with strengths that we uniquely give this world. What is your Superman strength?
Uh, I guess in a way, I'm kind of fearless. You know, not brave, but I do things that other people they say that it's, I guess I'm put myself out there, or I don't have a problem speaking, you know.
That's
It's that
good.
sales
It's a
guy
good
mentality,
attribute to
right?
be in, yeah, be in sales.
I'm not
That would
like
be
a
a problem.
soldier, right? Soldiers go out and fight wars. And so, you have to put this in context, but I could never do that. I'm a total wuss when it comes to that. So let's be very, very honest with each other.
There's
I'm
different
just
kinds of
talking.
courage.
There's different kinds of courage. So if this is considered courage, I guess I have that.
All right. I love it. We'll take it and move on to the next one. This is mentors. None of us are islands. We all stand on the shoulders of giants. As you come up in your career, you're going to meet people that really
Yeah.
help you move along. So give a shout out to one mentor that really moved your career along.
Uh, just one. Man, so many, right? Well, not a mentor. My wife is behind me all the time. She keeps me in check. As salespeople, we tend to get a little bold,
Mm-hmm.
emboldened in our success. It's nice to come home to a wife who keeps me in check. I have 5 kids. Babies tend to keep you humble. But moving my career, my sales managers, I've had good ones, and even in down times, and uh, they've helped me along in making sure that I succeed and close deals. And then the Jake and Gino community has been really good too, and provide like Bill Ham and Anthony Vicino, awesome guys.
Awesome, man. Shout out to Jeff's wife, his managers, and Jake and Gino. I think it was Gino on the podcast. They're pretty good. That moves us to the next question. This is, I always lose my spot. There we go. It is tools. We all, tools are the backbone of every business. So what is one tool you could not live without?
Right now, my phone.
Solid. Very few of us can live without our phone. That's for sure.
There is no living without this phone.
Yeah, a couple people have said that, and every time I just think like, how do people do business before the phone was invented? Like the smartphone. How'd you guys do it? I have no idea. A
It
lot
moves
more,
slower.
a lot more
That's how.
respect. Yeah, it's a
Well, it
lot
was
slower.
slower. Business was slower back then. And
Yep,
now, we move as fast as we can.
yep,
That's how fast business moves.
yep. The speed of the fingers is how fast business moves.
Yeah.
All right, and that leads us to the second to last question. This is the United States locations. It's a big place out there, a lot of opportunity to invest. What is one metro that you are most excited about investing in today?
Well, I'm in Texas, but I would like to expand into some markets on the East Coast, like a Charleston. I think that's a cool area, and I'd like to get out there.
Yep. Actually,
You
Charleston
know,
is one of the places that I is like top on my list just because it is such a cool city. I know
yes,
that, it does have good metrics, but even if it didn't have good metrics, I would
I
still want to buy there.
and I think that's it, right? Like I want to buy there, and then so I'm not mature enough yet as a business to start expanding out. Luckily, I've had the good fortune to get into some group partnerships that we were talking about offline, and I could see it happening in very near future.
Nice. Well,
Yeah.
hopefully that comes about for you guys. All right, that brings us to the very last question. This is for the listeners. You've given us a lot of good advice, a lot of things to think about. I'm sure people out there want to reach out and say hi. What is the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, go check out multifamilyadvice.com. Multifamilyadvice.com. I've got an awesome report there on why exactly we like syndications, why we like multifamily. And I know I've mentioned tax benefits. I can't express to you how awesome that aspect of it is. But I got 7 reasons, written a white paper on it, and just go check it out, download it. It's free.
Perfect. Multifamilyadvice.com. I will put that in the show notes. So if y'all want to reach out, just click the little more in the description. It'll pull down the full description, and in there you can find Jeff's URL. Right on, Jeff. Well, that wraps it up. Thank you very much for hopping on the show.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And for everybody who's here with us today, thank you guys for showing up. You are the reason we do this. So if you have any questions whatsoever, reach out to me, Gabe at therealestateinvestingclub.com. Other than that, I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic week. Keep rocking real estate, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the Real Estate Investing Club. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode as much as I enjoyed putting it on, and we're able to pull some actionable advice that you can apply in your own investing today in the field. Before you go, we have a gift for you. If you're a new investor looking to get started, or an established investor looking to take your investing to the next level, I've created an ebook just for you, available on our website. This ebook will cover how I was able to create both active and passive income in real estate with very little money to start with. In it, I will address the 3 most often cited obstacles new and veteran investors run into by showing you how to find deals that are actually deals, how to finance a deal with little to no money down, and how to exit those deals for maximum value. And if you get the ebook today, I am throwing in a bundle of bonuses, 7 of them to be exact. The first one will be the off-market lead generation blueprint, which will take you through the exact systems and processes we use to generate off-market leads like clockwork, which is the most important skill when it comes to creating wealth in real estate. The second bonus is the A to Z REI systems and vendors guide, which will allow you to peek under the hood of our business and see the exact tools, systems, and even the vendors we use to see the success that we do. And the third bonus is the top 100 best performing keywords pack, which will give you the exact keywords we use to target motivated sellers online using PPC ads. The fourth bonus is our contracts bundle for wholesaling and renting real estate, which will give you access to all the contracts we use in the field to execute all different types of transactions. After that is the Investors Quick Analysis Calculator and Offer Tool, which will allow you to quickly calculate whether a deal is an actual deal and will allow you to create an offer automatically from those calculations. This is a lot of bonuses that I said. I'm just going to keep going down the list. Number 6 is the Investors Daily Success Tracker, which is a tracker you can use to ensure you are taking the right actions day in and day out to reach your financial goals in real estate. And the last bonus is the Wholesalers Template for Quick Assignment Cash, which will give you the templates we use to present our wholesale deals professionally and efficiently to our buyers. Whew, that is a bundle. So It's a mouthful. You get all of those bonuses for free when you download the ebook. All we charge is the admin cost to run the show. So if you're interested in the ebook and the bonus bundle, head on over to the website at therealestateinvestingclub.com. Click on Get the ebook bundle at the top of the page to take advantage of that deal. And with that said, I hope you have a fantastic day, an even better week. Keep rocking real estate, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode.